What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is switching up just a little bit because at the end of yesterday's video, I mentioned that I was going to film the process of me cleaning and switching around my horror corner, as you guys can see. But I felt like the cleaning part was just too similar to yesterday's video. And so I've decided to focus in on this video all about purging my horror movie collection that I have seen so far, which you guys can see right here in this corner. That's why I call it the horror corner. So I have switched around and I have cleaned this area already. All of my ghost faces are dust free. All of my cups are nice and clean. My ghost face masks in the corner are all wiped down. And this has been like an all-day project because I took every single movie off the shelf, wiped every single movie down, and then I swapped because over here was all of my Scream Factory, and over here were all of just my regular horror Blu-rays. And so as you guys can see as I get closer here, I decided to switch things around. So over here now is all of the boutique label horror, mainly Scream Factory. And then I did put my Vestron collection, even though movies like Blue Steel, that's not a horror film, but it goes in the Vestron collection. So I just decided to keep everything together. And then of course, here are my Scream Factory box sets that I have. And then over here are all of my regular horror Blu-rays that were over here. I decided to just switch everything around. And as you guys can see, there is still plenty of room. I have not purged anything yet. That's what this video is going to be all about. You're just going to follow me as I'm going through everything and I'm picking and choosing what stays and what goes. But the first two shelves right here are all just regular Blu-rays. Then we have the third shelf, all horror 4Ks, still plenty of room on that shelf. And then the bottom shelf is not necessarily horror, but I really have no other place for my Paramount Presents and my Shout Factory and my Shout Studio items. So because that shelf was completely empty by the time I was done moving everything around, I just decided to put all of those movies back on the bottom shelf because I'd rather have some movies there than nothing at all. So I'm sure you're tired of me blabbing and going on and on explaining everything, but I thought I had to kind of just like let you know where we're at. So all the cleaning is already done. So now we're getting into the fun part, picking and choosing and purging out this horror film collection. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get started. So we're going to start with the regular Blu-rays up here in the corner. All right, so we got 30 Days of Night. That is definitely staying, not leaving. It's one of my favorite vampire movies. 1408 is staying. Abigail, obviously that's staying. The Alien collection, that is not going anywhere. All Hallows Eve is going to stay. All right, here's going to be our first purge. Believe it or not, I'm going to say goodbye to this nice Walmart slipcover version of American Psycho. And it's still wrapped up in the plastic. Never took the plastic off. The reason why I'm going to purge American Psycho is because even though the slipcover is so awesome, I have two other versions, two other copies of American Psycho. I don't need three. I love the slip. It's kind of killing me. But you know what? You gotta say goodbye. You have to say goodbye. You gotta pick and choose sometimes. And so American Psycho Blu-ray is going to leave. All right, Black Phone, that's staying. Black Swan. Now, mind you, because I'm sure you're going to say Black Swan is not a horror film, I also include like psychological thrillers in my collection as well over in the horror corner. So Black Swan is definitely psychological horror thriller. So that one's going to stay. This one is the Blade 3-film collection. So that's definitely going to stay. Blink Twice is going to stay. That's another example of like psychological It's the events in the movie are definitely horrific. If I consider the events in the film to be horrific, then it's going to stay in my collection. All right, Bloodfest is going to stay because I need to rewatch this movie. I haven't seen it in a while, so it's going to stay. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies can stay. Bone Collector, this movie will probably be going, but not right now because Kino Lorber announced a 4K for Bone Collector, and that's going to be coming out soon. So if I get it, then I will get rid of that Blu-ray. Bones and All, that one's going to stay. The Boy, that's going to stay. Buffy, I mean, without a doubt, this is absolutely staying. I'm not getting rid of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The Burbs is going to stay. Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker, that is going to stay as well. So here is going to be the next Purge item. Cabin in the Woods, another still wrapped in plastic from Walmart. When these came out, I just went nuts and I bought all of them. I don't need them. I really don't. Pretty much they're all still wrapped in plastic. Again, like American Psycho, I have 2 other copies of the Cabin in the Woods. I have the regular 4K with a slip and also the 4K Steelbook. So even though this slipcover is really awesome, I'm going to be an adult and I'm going to get rid of it. I do not need it. So that will be a trade-in. All right, we have the remake of Candyman. That can stay. Candyman, Day of the Dead. Now, here's the thing. I do have another copy of this movie, but I'm going to keep this slipcover because it's Tony Todd, and he is no longer with us. It's such an amazing slipcover. I don't want to let go of this one, so that one's staying. And I think all of you would agree with me. We have the Lenticular Carrie remake. That's going to stay. Case 39, I consider to be highly underrated, so that's staying. As well as Chained. This isn't an easy watch, but it's going to stay. We have the remake of Child's Play. That's going to stay. You know what? I think I'm going to get rid of Chucky Season 1. I don't even know why I picked this up. It's not like I picked up the other 2 seasons. And it's really not that great. I don't know. I feel like this was such an impulse buy. I don't need this. I haven't even watched it. I haven't watched it. I am probably never going to watch it. I think the seasons are available on Peacock. If they're not there all the time, they probably do come back around in October for, spooky season, for Halloween. So if I ever do, you know what? I have the entire Child's Play franchise. Honestly, that's much better than any of the seasons of the show. So goodbye, Chucky Season 1. Goodbye, goodbye. All right, we got Cobweb. That's going to stay. That's a good one. The Collector absolutely is going to stay. Copycat. This is such an underrated psychological movie. If you have never seen Copycat, please do yourselves a favor and watch it. It is so freaking good. All right, we've got a double pack of The Crazies and Let Me In. That's going to stay. What's this one? The Cursed. I'm going to let this one go. I think someone sent this movie over. I did watch it one time, and I feel like I got what I was going to get out of it in that one-time watch. I don't see myself watching this one again. It's got a nice slipcover on it. So I will trade this movie in, and someone can find it at Bullmoose and enjoy it. Okay, where did I leave off? Right here. We got Dark Shadows. That's going to stay. Double pack of Dawn of the Dead and Land of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead, I have like 2 other copies of. Land of the Dead, I didn't really care for. I got to rewatch this one. If I do not enjoy Land of the Dead upon my second watch, I'm going to get rid of it because I don't need it. We have got Daybreakers. That's staying. The Dead Don't Die. This is not for everyone. Definitely not for everyone because the humor of this movie is such a dry sense of humor. So, I don't know. I need to watch it again. We have got Deadly Friend. That's going to stay. It's nice and cheesy. Not easy. All right. We've got the Walmart slip of The Descent. That's going to stay. Disturbia is going to stay. I'm sorry that the shelf is kind of high, so I'm trying my best to film at this angle. All right. Dr. Sleep is definitely staying. Don't Breathe 2. Those are going to stay. Don't Tell a Soul is one that I have to rewatch, so we'll give that one another chance. Don't Worry, Darling is psychological to me. Anyway, there's horrific elements to me in that movie, so, and that'll stay. Dusk Till Dawn's going to stay. Escape Room, I got to watch that one again. I got to give it a second chance. Here we go. Another Walmart slip that is going to go. Evil Dead 2. I have the 4K Steelbook for both Evil Dead movies, 1 and 2. It's an awesome slipcover. It's still wrapped in the plastic. I never even opened the darn thing. I just don't need it. I don't need it, so it is going to go. Okay. Final Destination. Here we go. Absolutely, that's staying. Final Girls is staying. Absolutely, The First Omen. Frailty, you better believe, is staying. Freaky, that's going to stay. The remake of Fright Night, not going anywhere. I thought about getting rid of the female Ghostbusters Answer the Call, but I'll keep it for now. Ghosts of Mars, that's going to stay. Ginger Snaps absolutely is staying. This is a trilogy. This was a gift from Tony P, and I'm absolutely keeping this. Okay, so a lot of you, many of you are going to say, Susan, why are you keeping your Halloween movies when you have the entire franchise on 4K? You don't need this. I have a very extensive Halloween collection to the point where I don't want to get rid of anything because it's to the point, you know, when you collect a certain something where you just can't get rid of anything. It's like you just can't do it. For me, it's Halloween and the Scream franchise. I have so much physical media from both of those horror franchises. I just cannot get rid of anything. So all of these, Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie and the triple feature, they're all staying. Hand That Rocks the Cradle, oh my god, amazing, fantastic, is staying. Hatchet, I need to rewatch that one. All right, Haunt. I was thinking about getting rid of Haunt because the one and only time I watched it, to be honest, I just wasn't like overly thrilled with it. I don't know, it's like a basic, basic story. You got some clowns in there, I don't know. I just wasn't, it's gonna go. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Pull the trigger, just gonna get rid of it. Get rid of it. Don't even second guess it. All right, where'd I leave off? Hellfest. That's going to stay. I need to rewatch that one. Hereditary, of course, is staying. House of a Thousand Corpses, 20th anniversary, that's going to stay, even though, the whole Rob Zombie, his wife thing, whatever. I've talked about it numerous times, but it's going to stay in the collection. The Hunt, absolutely, is going to stay. The double pack of Identity and Vacancy absolutely is staying. Immaculate, underrated. Really enjoyed that one. In Dreams, garbage. It's going. It's leaving. The quality of this Blu-ray is awful. It's absolutely horrible. And the story itself is just so bad. It's so horribly written. I know I'll never watch it again. So it's got to go. It's got to leave. It's got to go. It's got to leave. Infinity Pool, I will never get rid of anything with Mia Goth, so that is staying. Interview with the Vampire, staying. Invisible Man, staying. It Follows, is staying. Jacob's Wife. All right, here's another one. I tried watching this one years ago when I first picked it up. I know it's Barbara Crampton. It is vampire-esque-ish, I guess. But you know what? I'm just not really into it, and I said I would give it a second chance, but I still have not watched this darn thing. There's never there's never a time when I'm like, oh, let's put in Jacob's wife. Like I never have that thought. So it's probably not going to happen. All right, the double of Jeepers Creepers is going to stay. Jennifer's Body is obviously staying. Last Voyage of the Demeter. All right, here's another one that's going to go. The Lazarus Effect. I watched this one time, and that's pretty much what it is. It's a one-time watch. I can't imagine myself watching this movie again over and over. It's definitely not like that for me. So that one is going to go. All right, for me, The Lighthouse is absolutely psychological, so that's why it's over here. Lisa Frankenstein is absolutely staying. I love that movie. And I love the slipcover. I like the slip. All right, this hunk of garbage is going to leave, okay? The Lost Boys 3-film collection. I picked this up because I was curious about the second 2 films. Obviously, the first Lost Boys is iconic. It is everything. It is one of the best vampire movies of all time. And the 2 follow-up films are horrendous. Absolutely awful. The Tribe and also The Thirst. They suck. No pun intended with vampires. They suck. Like there's no point in keeping this. I have the regular 4K and also the 4K Steelbook for The Lost Boys. I'm good. I don't need the other 2 movies. They're gonna go. That's gonna go. Such a waste of space. All right, Malignant. Staying. Love that movie. Marrowbone. It's got Mia Goth. It's staying. Maxine. Mia Goth. Staying. Megan. I'm torn with Megan because I have the 4K Steelbook for Megan, but I like the slip. So I'm going to keep this one for now. I'm going to keep Megan for now. That might be a future purge. Men, I'm going to keep, believe it or not. Menu staying. Midsommar staying. Okay, here's another one. Another Walmart slip that I picked up that I'm going to get rid of because I've got the 4K Steelbook, which is phenomenal. It's one of the best 4K Steelbooks that came out that year. And at least I took the plastic off of this one. But I think I only watched it one time. So I don't need another copy of The Mist. So that's going to go. All right. We've got My Soul to Take. I wasn't too thrilled with it, but I am going to give it another chance because it is Wes Craven. Never Let Go. Kind of underrated, and I'm going to keep it. And then, of course, the Nightmare on Elm Street collection on Blu-ray. That is going to stay. So that's pretty good. We got rid of all of those titles just from the top shelf. Let's keep on going. Okay, what have we got here? What is this? Oh, Night School. I think I'm going to get rid of this one. Should I get rid of this one? Maybe I should watch. You know what? I'm going to keep it. I'm going to watch it again. I think I only watched it one time. It needs a second watch before I get rid of it. Nocturnal Animals. That is such a disturbing movie to, like, it's not disturbing, but it's a hard to watch movie, but it's Jake Gyllenhaal and Amy Adams, and they're just so good, so it's staying. Hello, this is staying, absolutely. Nosferatu. We've got The Nun 2, that can stay. Oddity, I was thinking about getting rid of this one because honestly, I don't know if I'm ever going to watch it again. Maybe I'll save it for a future purge. I'll put it back for now. Give it another watch, another chance. Orphan, hello, staying. Orphan First Kill, staying. Even though I have the 4K in one of my Paramount Scares box sets, I'm keeping the Blu-ray because I love the slipcover, so that's staying. All right, obviously I'm not getting rid of my 2 copies of Pearl because Mia Goth, and then this is the Walmart exclusive. And this is the copy from Best Buy that I picked up. So those are staying. Perfect Getaway is going to stay. Poltergeist, this is the remake. Not a great movie, but it's going to stay because guess who's in it? Sam Rockwell. So it has to stay in the collection. We have got the original Prom Night with Jamie Lee Curtis. And then we have the awful remake with Brittany Snow. but it's still going to stay in the collection. It's bad, but it's kind of like cheesy bad, so good. One of those kind of vibes. The Psycho collection is absolutely staying. If you think I'm getting rid of Psycho collection, you're out of your mind. It's staying. Purge is going to stay. Queens of Scream is going to stay because it has the remake of When a Stranger Calls, and that is the only movie in this 3-pack that I don't have. I Know What You Did, and I have Vacancy, but I need to keep that remake. Ready or Not, staying. Roommate, staying. Saw collection, absolutely staying. Scary Stories, staying. Hello, Do We Know Me? Staying. Everything Scream is staying. It doesn't matter how many copies I have, it's staying in the collection. Shut In. This is an underrated psychological thriller. If you have not seen Shut In, you need to. Sinners, obviously, my favorite movie of the year. That's staying. Smile. Whoop, not yet, sorority row. She's trying to leave. All right. I'm actually going to say goodbye to Smile. And some of you may be surprised, but I'm getting rid of it because I have the 4K in one of my Paramount Scares boxes. So I do not need the regular Blu-ray. Even though it's got a very nice slipcover on it, it's going to go. We are going to say goodbye. All right, sorority row. I actually don't mind this remake. I quite enjoy it. It's guilty pleasure. So that's staying. Speak No Evil, absolutely staying. Spirit Halloween is fun, so that's going to stay. Okay, here we go. Actually, 2 of the Strangers. Oh, movies are falling. Okay, so this is the original Strangers. I forgot to get rid of this because I did upgrade to the 4K from Scream Factory. So I don't need this anymore. So that can go. And then the good old Strangers Chapter 1, not because it's a bad movie. It is a bad movie, but I was a dum-dum and I forgot that this is from Lionsgate. And so I did pick up the Lionsgate Steelbook because me and those Steelbooks, I got to collect all of them. So I don't need 2 copies of the Strangers Chapter 1, even though I really like the slipcover. There's no need for that. So that's going to go. All right, now we have The Strangers Pray at Night. I gotta be honest, I am not the biggest fan of that movie. I saw it one time. I'm gonna give it another chance. But if my rewatch does not improve, I'm gonna get rid of it because there's really no point, in my opinion. All right, Suitable Flesh. Here's another one. Honestly, I think the only reason I picked this up was because when this came out, I remember it came out in the month of January, the year that it did come out. There was really nothing else coming out that week. I think it was this and one other item, and that was it. And so I picked it up. It's not a great movie. It isn't. That was a one-time watch. Okay. Next, we have Surrogate. I was very fortunate that the director of this movie reached out to me on Instagram and wanted to send me a copy of his film. And so I am keeping that regardless. I mean, it is a good movie. I'm not going to get rid of it because it is a good film, but I would probably never get rid of that because that's never happened to me ever again. So, I mean, when a director reaches out to you, that's a pretty, awesome thing. So, Surrogate is staying regardless. Talk to Me is staying. Terrifier is staying. Terror Train. I got to rewatch that one. Another Jamie Lee Curtis. That's like a good New Year's Eve movie, I believe. Maybe that should be my New Year's Eve watch this year. Texas Chainsaw is staying. It is such a guilty pleasure. It's not even funny. The remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right there with Jessica Biel, that's staying as well. We got Thanksgiving. This is bad. This just falling over everywhere. All right. We have got the double pack of 13 Ghosts and House of Wax. That's staying. Underworld. Oh my God. Underworld is obviously going to stay. All right. Vampires sucks. Or Vampires Suck. Yeah. It's going. It's going to go. I appreciate whoever sent that over. I watched it. I gave it a chance. I didn't think it was that funny. So it's going to go. It's going to leave the collection. Watcher, I need to watch again. Because, I don't know. It could be just a couple time watch, and that's it. It's not like a classic horror film that needs to stay in my collection all the time. The Watcher with James Spader and Keanu Reeves as serial killer. That can stay. I gotta give it another watch. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. This isn't necessarily a horror film, but it falls into horrific events, and so that's why I put it in the horror section. To me, this is a horror film, and it's staying. There's no way I would ever get rid of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, because that movie is fantastic. All right, What Lies Beneath is going to stay. When a Stranger Calls, that is going to stay. I need to rewatch that movie. This is the original. It's got the really cool VHS slipcover on it. Stars Carol Kane. I got to rewatch this one, though, because the first time I watched it, I was a little bit underwhelmed and disappointed with it. All right. This is like all messed up now. All right. When Evil Lurks is going to stay for now, but that could be a future goodbye, because I wasn't like overly thrilled with it. Woman in the Yard gonna stay. X obviously staying, and then we have Young Frankenstein, and that is staying as well. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. So here's the update for the Purging, the Purge pile. Now let's get into the 4Ks. These are just regular 4Ks, not boutique. Boutique is all over here on this side. All right. Three from Hell. That's going to stay. Addams Family is going to stay. Values is going to stay. Obviously, Alien Romulus is going to stay. We've got, there's the other American Psycho. Plus I have the 4K Steelbook. Beetlejuice is obviously staying. Beetlejuice is going to stay. Here is my other copy of Cabin in the Woods. That's going to stay. Companion is definitely not leaving. I consider that to be horror. I mean, there's tons of blood in that movie, so you could argue it's just like sci-fi, but it's like sci-fi horror, so I put it in the horror section. Crawl, love that movie. Talk about an underrated like monster film. Crawl is so underrated. Evil Dead Rise is not going anywhere. The Exorcist is staying for life. Final Destination Bloodlines absolutely is staying. Friday the 13th, are you kidding me? All right, Ghostbusters 1, 2, Afterlife, and Frozen Empire are all staying. Here we go. Halloween. We got more Halloween. Halloween 2018, Kills and Ends. They're all going to stay. I'm trying to go a little faster here. Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters is staying. I Know What You Did, Still, and Original are both staying. It, Chapter 1, Chapter 2 are staying. Knock at the Cabin, Last Night in Soho. I consider this one to be a horror movie. You know, it's more like psychological. So psychological, horror, thriller, all in that category. That's going to stay too. All right, Lost Boys, obviously staying. Nightmare Before Christmas. I consider this movie to be more of a horror film, or like in the horror category, than Christmas. So I put it in this section, and that's staying. Obviously, we're keeping this. This is not going anywhere. Obviously not. Nope is going to stay. The more I've watched Nope, the more I have enjoyed this movie. So I'm happy that I did pick that one up. Old, I'm going to keep it. Whatever. I'm just going to keep that one. A Quiet Place, 1, 2, keeping, staying. Rosemary's Baby, absolutely staying. Saw X is staying. Hello, do you know me? All the Screams are staying. The Shining. Someone was so nice and sent over the slipcover for The Shining. So that's absolutely staying in my collection. The Substance, absolutely. Like, you would have to kill me and pry this out of my hand for it to leave my collection. Sweeney Todd is going to stay. Terrifier 2 is not going anywhere. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is staying. The Thing, absolutely. Okay, here's going to be our first purge of the 4Ks. The Toolbox Murders from Blue Underground. Why did I buy this movie? Why are you falling down? Why did I get the Toolbox Murders? I don't know. Let me turn this because there might be some nudity on the front. No, there's a little bit. But like, I mean, I don't know. It's going to go. I will never watch it again. I watched it one time. Whatever. That was enough. Trap. Trap is crap, but I'll keep it for now. Uncle Sam. I mean, I can't get rid of this lenticular slip. I mean, that's just incredible. So that's staying. Watchers. The Watchers. We'll keep it for now. That could possibly leave in the future. I have to watch that movie again. The Witch is not going anywhere. I love that movie. Wolfman. It can stay for now. It can stay for now. I gotta watch it again. Okay, so over here, of the movies that are falling, my gosh. All right, I need like something on the end to like hold everything. Okay, Brightburn's gonna stay. You know what? I'm getting rid of Bram Stoker's Dracula because I've got the 4K Steelbook. And the artwork is exactly the same. So there's no reason for me to have two copies. So this is gonna go. And then Christine, keeping, obviously. This is another one that's gonna go. Maniac. That was a one-time watch. I'm never gonna watch it again. So that's gonna go. And then I will keep Van Helsing. Although in my opinion, Van Helsing really is not that great of a movie, to be honest. At least I did not think so. Okay. There's our purging update from this side, which is awesome. So after I get done filming, I will fix everything to create more room. So now, this is just going to be one huge take right here. We're already a half hour in. Let's just get into this. Okay. Alligator's going to stay. Amityville Horror is going to stay. Army of Darkness, Black Christmas. You would have to kill me to get rid of Black Christmas. All right, guys. Here is the purge that has needed to happen ever since I got done watching this darn thing. Bubba Hotep. This piece of garbage is finally going to leave my collection. This was one of my biggest regret purchases. I absolutely hated this movie. Hated it. I did not see the point of it. Like, it is going. It is leaving. So, bye-bye, Bubba. You are finally leaving. Okay. We're keeping The Burning. Candyman, obviously. The Craft. All of Child's Play is staying. Okay, so here's the next one we're going to get rid of. The Company of Wolves. I just watched this movie for the first time and I was not thrilled with this at all. It's okay. It's not that great. So that's it. It's just, it has to go. I can't. I have too many movies to have like what ifs in my collection. All right, Creepshow staying. Dawn of the Dead staying. Dead Silence can stay. Dead Zone. Death Becomes Her, obviously. Dog Soldiers. Escape from New York, Evil Dead. This is my favorite of the Evil Dead franchise, so that's definitely staying. Exorcist 3, Faculty, obviously, Fog, Funhouse. All of Halloween is not going anywhere. All right, Happy Death Day 1 and 2. Those are Blu-ray slipcovers, but those 4Ks came with no slipcovers, so I just took my Blu-ray slipcovers and put them on my 4Ks. All right. Here's the next movie we're going to purge. The Haunting of Julia. I was bored with this movie. This was definitely a one-time watch. This is another movie I regret buying. It's got Mia Farrow. And I think that's what kind of like drew me to it just a little bit, but it's not enough. She's not enough to keep it in my collection. So we're going to say goodbye to that one. All right, The Howling is staying. Hush, Krampus, Life Force, Motel Hell, My Bloody Valentine. Some of you might be surprised. I'm getting rid of Nightbreed. I'm going to say goodbye to Nightbreed. I remember when I was watching this, I was like, what am I watching? I was just like, kind of like as I was watching it, I knew I am never going to watch this movie again. So I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to say goodbye to it. All right, Night of the Demons, that can stay. People on the Stairs, Piranha, Poltergeist 2. Even though I wasn't like overly thrilled with Poltergeist 2, I got to give it another chance. All right, down here, Prince of Darkness is going to stay. Return of the Living Dead, Silver Bullet, Species, The Stranger, Stepfather, They Live, Upgrade. Going to keep all those. All right, Devil staying. Here's the next purge. Here we go. This one right here. I absolutely hated Slumber Party Massacre 2. It is so dumb. And some people like this movie because it is so bad and so cheesy. I completely understand that and I get it. But for me, I was like, what is this? I knew right after I watched it, when it was over, I would never watch this movie again. And the first film I have with a Blu-ray Steelbook. Now, this is a 4K, yes, so that is a downgrade. But you know what? The Steelbook is so much better than the movie. I mean, I would rather keep the Steelbook. So this double pack right here can leave. I'm happy to part with that one. That one can go. All right, so now we're getting in, those were all 4Ks. So now we're getting into Blu-rays with slips, and then we'll get into the Blu-rays with no slips. And a lot of the Blu-rays with no slips are going to be going because I upgraded to 4Ks, so I don't need 2 copies of the same film. Except for April Fool's Day. I'm going to keep April Fool's Day because this slipcover is awesome. I have the 4K of April Fool's Day from Kino Lorber, but I don't want to part with that Blu-ray. Not yet, anyway. All right, As Above, So Below keeping. Autopsy of Jane Doe keeping. Class of 1984 staying. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. The Clove Hitch Killer. It's one of those movies where it's like, once you know what happens, do you really need to watch it again? You know, it's just like one of those. It was just okay. It was fine, but I personally don't feel the need to keep it in my collection. So we're going to get rid of that one. All right, Cursed is absolutely staying. Dark Summer. This is another one that I'm going to say goodbye to. I just don't see myself getting around to watching this movie again. And I would rather trade it in and have someone find it. Like a little gem, you know, at Bullmoose. So they can find that one. Okay. I should probably get rid of Dawn of the Dead. I have the 4K. I do like the slipcover though. But you know what? I'm getting rid of the other movies that have awesome slips. So that one's going to go too. Drag Me to Hell, I have to keep. That's my only copy. Firestarter is staying. Hell Night, that one can stay. I'll just show you the slipcover. It's pretty cool. All right, King Kong is going to stay. Motel Hell is going to go. I am not the biggest fan of this movie. I feel like every single time I try to watch it, I kind of get bored. And as you guys saw, I have the 4K of Motel Hell, so I certainly don't need 2 copies of the same movie. So we're going to part with Motel Hell. Night of the Creeps is going to stay. Obsession, you know what? I'm going to say goodbye to this one too. I wasn't overly thrilled with this one when I watched it. I think I picked this up at FYE back in the day. And I don't know, I have no desire to watch this one again. So it can go. That one can go. Pet Sematary 2. Awesome slip. I mean, that is a pretty awesome slipcover. So that's going to stay. Got Raising Cain, that can stay. Sleepaway Camp is always going to stay. I will never get rid of Sleepaway Camp. All right, Sleepwalkers is going to stay. All right, this version of Slumber Party Massacre, I'm going to say goodbye to because I watched it one time, like 4 years ago or something, and I've never thought about watching it since. So that can go too. Thinner is going to stay. Valentine, absolutely staying. John Carpenter's Vampires, even though I have the 4K, I'm going to keep this for now. I can't part with it just yet. I feel like it's too soon. So I am going to keep that one. Alligator 2 is cheesy fun, so that's going to stay. Bad Moon, I might get rid of in the future, but not yet. Body Bags is going to stay. The Burning, you know what? The Burning and Candyman. Going to get rid of both because I have the 4Ks for both of these movies. And I always said that I would not do this, but you know what? I have to be an adult and be realistic, and I need room. Plus, all of the Scream Factory 4Ks come with Blu-rays as well. So there's no need for me to keep all of these Blu-rays. It's just wasted space. Okay. Candyman, Farewell to the Flesh is staying. Camp Coldbrook. This one is a bad movie, but I'm going to try watching it one more time. And if I don't like it, I will get rid of it. Cherry Falls, underrated, is staying. Cobra is Sly Stallone, it's staying. The Crush, absolutely is staying. I will never get rid of that movie. Darkman. I probably should get rid of this one. Because I have, oh my gosh, like all these movies I can get rid of. All of these right here. Oh my gosh. It's falling. All right. Let's talk about these one at a time. Fender Bender, I did not care for. That's a one-time watch. I thought it was really stupid. So that's going to go. Dog Soldiers, I have the 4K. So I don't need two. Death Becomes Her, I have the 4K. And then Darkman, I have the 4K Steelbook. So that's another one that I can get rid of. Now we're going quick. All right, Final Exam, I need to rewatch. I have to rewatch that one. It's been a while. Oh my God. From Beyond. From Beyond, I will probably never watch this movie again. I thought it was really dumb. Like really, really stupid. I'll just go from the top. Okay. Lake Placid is staying. That's classic. Killer Party, I need to watch again. Idle Hands is staying. Absolutely. He Knows You're Alone. This is Tom Hanks' first movie. Did you guys know that? He's right there. This was like his first movie. A horror film, of course. That's going to stay. Ginger Snaps is going to go because I have that trilogy pack from Tony, so I don't need the standalone. I'm good. There we go. Sorry that I'm just like filming the wall. I'm trying to navigate. There we go. Okay, so we went through all of that. So now we just have this shelf left, thank goodness. All right, another one I can get rid of. Pumpkinhead. I have the 4K Steelbook. I can get rid of that one. Ravenous, I'm going to keep. Rent-A-Pal, just watched it. We're going to keep that one for now. Saturday the 14th. We're going to let go of that one. I wasn't overly thrilled with it. It's okay. It's obviously like a spoof horror film, but I don't know. I don't think I'd ever watch it again. Saturn 3. I'm going to get rid of this one too. I gave it a chance, but I know I'll never watch it again. Serial Mom. I will never get rid of. Love that movie. Kathleen Turner is so good. Shocker. That's going to stay. Silent Hill is going to stay. Silver Bullet. I can get rid of because I have the 4K. So that can go. Single White Female. Absolutely staying. Someone's Watching Me is a John Carpenter. So that's going to stay. Sorry, Wrong Number is going to stay. Starman's going to stay. Both Tales from the Crypt are going to stay. The Temp. This was actually a very good, like, obsession, stalkerish kind of movie. Underrated a little bit. I need to watch this movie again. The Town That Dreaded Sundown. Because when I watched it, I felt like I wasn't overly thrilled with it. And when I talked about that during my review of it, a lot of you were surprised that I did not like that movie. So I definitely have to watch it again. And then finally, we have the two urban legend films. There's no way I'm getting rid of these. This is like 90s nostalgia for me. Urban Legend and Final Cut. So those are staying as well. And we finally have the Vestron horror. Some of them aren't, but the majority of them are. So we have Chopping Mall, Blood Diner, Parents. We've got The Gate, Slaughter High. That was actually a pretty decent one. All of these are just falling down. We have Shivers. Someone sent the slipcover, and I'm so appreciative because of that. Little Monsters, The Wraith, Sundown, Vampire Retreat, Candyman, Day of the Dead. I know this is the one I have the duplicate of, but that slipcover has Tony Todd on it, and I can't get rid of it. So I am going to have two copies of the same movie. I have to. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. All right, My Best Friend is a Vampire. That's going to stay. The Dentist Collection, that is cheesy goodness fun. And Dream a Little Dream, obviously, is not a horror film, but it's Vestron. And then finally ending with, very appropriate, the Queen of Scream. Not Scream the movies, but the Queen of horror films, Jamie Lee Curtis, in Blue Steel. Again, not a horror film, but it is Vestron. Alright guys, so that is it. I have cleaned and I have purged my horror corner. All of these movies right here I will be taking to Bullmoose in just a couple of months. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Trust me. As I mentioned, I plan on going through a lot of my other collections and getting rid of titles that were one-time watches that I will never ever watch again. So now I have to reorganize everything and just make everything, you know, look at that. Everything's just like falling apart. I have to just, you know, tighten up everything and make sure my movies are not falling over. But thank you so much for watching this video today. I know you guys really enjoy the cleaning out and purging videos. So expect more of these within the next couple of months. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you next time.